Welcome to the 8th episode of Puck Practices. I'm Puck, I'm about to practice, and you are, as always, very much welcome to join me. I'm gonna be, as always, playing 7 songs for you. The first 6 of which I'm gonna be randomly drawing from this box. The 7th one I do already know. It's gonna be another song by good old Robert Schumann. I'm not gonna be using the old standard notation, so something that used to look like this is instead gonna look like this for me. This bottle is gonna determine what keys I'm gonna be playing my pieces in, and this is all you really need to know, and we can get started. And the first song is gonna be, looks like, Debussy's second Arabesque. The first one is much more popular. It's this one, and this one is nice nonetheless. I'm going to be playing it in F major. Okay. What? Again. Very Debussyan chord progression that we have here. Wait a second. Okay, let's maybe play it again in a more difficult key. C. Let's turn that to C sharp instead. Okay, then we have no. Ugh. Now we get there. Okay, next one. This is the first of the 5 double bass studies by Mr. Domenico Dragonetti. Dragonetti was called the Paganini of the double bass. And if I was the Paganini of the double bass, I could play it for you on the double bass. Let's instead first play it with the piano. Maybe F sharp. Use both hands, so we have. So it's an exercise with both hands. So, we've turned something that was definitely not written with a piano in mind into a rather nice exercise for both hands. I do think that I can play that on the clarinet. I know I didn't play the rhythm properly in the first 2 bars, but that's just my being impatient. So, let's just pick F major. It's the easiest. So, if I can play that on the clarinet, and I'm definitely not a Paganini on the clarinet, then I just wonder why we don't do that more. Like, why do we reserve pieces of music to just one instrument when we can easily play that on like different instruments and make that piece accessible for players of different instruments? That would be my question to musicians. Next one. This is by Mr. Alfred Holý, an exercise piece for the harp. I think the number 7 of his 24 easy studies for harp or something. This again was written for the piano, and I very much like Alfred Holly's pieces because they're kind of, easy to play, because they're meant to be beginner's pieces, these ones. But they still have like a certain quirkiness or weirdness to them that make them still interesting. In C major. So, oops. I'm going to be doing that again. A key and B flat, okay? Worked a little better. I also do think that we can maybe turn that into maybe just like the first couple of bars into a duet between the clarinet and the double bass. Then we go 1, 2, and... And, like, why don't we do that more? And I have even no idea how we would even play that on the harp because I have no idea about the harp. So, next one. This is U2, With or Without You. I think we had another song of theirs a couple of episodes back, and it like seems that I'm bigger on them than I actually are. But it's another really, really nice song. It's pretty well known. In A major, okay? See the stone set in your eyes, see the thorn tryst in your side. I'll wait for you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate, on a bed of nails she makes me wait, and I'm waiting for you. With or without you, with or without you. Has to suffice. It's like one of these songs that are probably being criticized for having like the ultimate pop progression that everybody is using. But if you take a look at like songs that are built similar, like that are just built on like 4 chords, Sam Smith, How Do You Sleep, I think has 4 or 8 chords. Last Christmas or something. I'm outing myself as being a proponent of that very song. There has to be something more to those songs than just the chords, because if it was just the chords, then everybody could write songs like that, and that is not the case. So, next one. This is Eric Satie's Leitmotiv du Panthée. I'm first going to play it and then say something about it. In C sharp. Kind of C heavy today. So Satie sometimes liked to make fun of like his contemporary tradition of performing music. There is one piece that comes to mind, the so-called vexation. In English, that's like something that, like a torturing thing, or just vexations. And he like had some like stage directions for that, and he basically like wrote down it has to be performed 552 times, I don't know how much, 552 times with the utmost concentration and like, obviously he was like making fun. He has like some sonatine bureaucratique or something like that. So I think this one is not really different in that regard, is that it's like stupidly simple. We did a rather nice version of that in a concert though, where I think the double bass started playing the motive. Then I wrote a second motif for the violin, and then I played additional chords. We can maybe try that in G major. So I'm just going to be adding chords to that in the left hand. The last one wasn't, again. Then we have maybe. Sounds much better. Okay, next one. Velvet. Rather macabre music video. Basically the band is getting murdered by women. Okay. C major is boring, because this is the original. Okay, why not? Let's maybe, after the first chorus, or after the first stanza, let's maybe add the CP17, like kind of augment what I'm playing. And her face is like, her skin is like velvet, and her face cut from stone. And now, and her eyes when she's smiling will never reach home, but hear how she sings. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum-ba-bum, ba-da-dum-bum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-bum-bum, ba-ba-da-dum-bum. There's a female voice in there that I don't dare replicate. It's a really nice song of theirs as well, and it has more than 4 chords, which is quite something. Okay, last one. The last one is Robert Schumann's. I always say Robert. It's Robert in German. Träumerei, the Reverie. It's probably the most famous one of his cycle, Scenes of Childhood. And let's hear the main motive on the fretless bass. And here. So, yeah, I'm just going to be playing an improvisation on that in, please not on C, in A. Okay, I have no idea what I'm going to play, I just know the motive. Okay, what did we have today? We had Debussy's Arabesque. We had the Dragonetti. I always need to check because I don't bother really taking stock. Okay, the Dragonetti. Then we had Holý. Then we had U2. Then the Satie, the Aha. I should be right. And of course the Schumann at the very end. Next episode is going to be up next week. I'm working on a new format, so-called impings, which is going to be quite interesting because it's rather different from this one. Not that I don't like this one, but still. And yeah, see you next week.